The day before.
Yeah.
2 days before.
All right. Let's see. All right. I see people. Happy solstice, you all. Happy solstice, Wittershin, she said. Yeah. Happy solstice to you. Wittershin's we got like 3 weeks off. It's Christmas Eve, would have been a Wittershin's, and then New Year's Eve, and then we got a secret thing on the next day. Hello, Oscar. Next week. Yay, you and Marta always make me happy. Hello, Emerald City Mystic. Yeah. We're going to do it again. I got another class started. March 1st, 2020. My current March 1st class will be ending their class, and they'll be starting another one. And they'll be going on to other things, advanced class or whatever you've got. I do this thing now and then. Yes, I'm presenting at Hex Fest. I forget what I called it. It's the psychology in magic, or the magic of the mind, I believe, is what I'll be teaching at Hex Fest this year. I just got on the bill. People have been asking me, are you going to be presenting at Hex Fest this year? And I said, well, not that I know of yet. I never said no, because I thought that was going to happen. But yeah, they just added me on. I'll be at Hex Fest 2020, August 7th to the 9th, I think it is. We'll plug that later. Busy. A lot of stuff coming up. You want to stay tuned. If you're not subscribed to my channel, you want to be subscribed to my channel, because we got some stuff to announce coming up. We're going to rock the Witchcraft world. Well, you know that? We're going to rock it. We got some stuff coming up. So you want to subscribe. Share this video with your friends. Subscribe, follow, whatever you got. We got a lot coming up. I think I already got a question here. Whoops. How do I clean my house up? Water and salt. Smudge sticks. Oscar, stop that. Okay. Salt and water by casting need. Sure. Use salt water to cleanse. Brick dust. Brick dust is more for protection and keeping stuff out. Smudge sticks are probably going to be white sage. We don't want to do that. Okay? White sage is not for cleansing, not for banishing, not for clearing your house. And when most people talk about sage, that's what they're talking about. It's not for that. They're using it wrong. Most people are using it wrong. You want to clear your house. You want like desert sage, mountain sage. Okay. Hopefully I didn't lose connection, but my connection just got funky, so I had to pick the other connection. What about Chinese floor wash? Yeah. Chinese floor or an uncrossing followed by ritual floor cleansing. Yeah. Chinese floor wash. I'd be using that for like bringing in money. So I would want to cleanse and then do the Chinese floor wash. You're on my channel, so you know Uncle Birch is one of the people that reminds people of some old craft laws that everybody seems to have forgotten. When you banish, you must invoke. Repeat after me. When you banish, you must invoke. If you take something away from nature and don't put anything in that place, nature abhors a vacuum. She'll put it back. So if you could cleanse your house, follow up with putting something good in your house, like Chinese floor wash, call for prosperity, that kind of thing. Get rid of this stuff, put something in it. If you don't put something in it, the stuff you just got rid of is just going to come back. And everybody knew that in my day. I think a lot of practitioners still know that. And I think there's some practitioners that I've run across out there, inscrutable folks, that they don't tell their clients this, and then they go do a cleansing, they do a removal for a client, knowing that that client's going to have to pay them again in a couple weeks to do it again, because they didn't do it right the first time. They should have cleansed it. And, you know, I would usually, if I was taking on that kind of work, and I do that kind of work pretty often for people, I'd be taking the curse off of you and schooling you on how to put something good. You know, do a money spell, a prosperity, happiness in your home, love spell, whatever you got. I'd be having you follow up on that and put something in your house to make up for the thing that I took out. Does a space that has been cleansed regularly build up a kind of immunity to spiritual infection? No. No, matter of fact, like a lot of times when we're doing ritual stuff and cleansing, sometimes we're attracting things opposite to our intent. It's a big astral party out there, and all kinds of stuff is showing up. Once you cast your circle and, you know, throw up your stuff out there, a lot of things see it. A lot of things show up. They're not necessarily the things that you'll want. But yeah, I don't know of a regular immunity other than shields up every day. It's a good question, though. Where?
That bridge.
Oh wow! So like on the grass or something?
The bridge is called the Rusty Rainbow.
Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
Our historic French market location got hip and relocated to the Bywater neighborhood.
All right, let's see. Have I ever worked with Beelzebub? No. Definitely worked with some demons. Don't recall that one. Are they happy about impeachment? Well, we haven't done our news show in a little while either, because we've got a lot of stuff going on. Busy. Good stuff. But we're busy with it. I don't know. You know, happy with it. I mean, the guy goes down in history. Yeah.
Everybody knows the Senate's gonna quit him.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that he's pissed off.
Yes.
Like, he doesn't want to be the third guy to be impeached.
Yes.
So that part makes me happy that he didn't want to get him.
Yeah, and you know, he goes down in history.
Yeah.
As being the third president to be impeached.
He's
not 45 anymore. He's number 3.
Yeah.
The American people get to see it, and they get to see.
It's going in the history books.
It's going in the history books. We get to see the GOP be complicit with the most evil regime that we have seen. Everybody gets to see it. Everybody gets to see them do nothing about it. Which will hopefully change their minds. So he is impeached. Convicted, well, that'd be great. I don't see that happening. But we get to see the lack of honor on the other side. We get to see that they'll back him up no matter what he does. Now Fox is saying that it's a good thing that Russia invaded Ukraine and took the Crimea. We've gone so far to siding with Russia, it's just beyond anything I could ever conceive of.
Ukraine is our ally.
Yeah, and Ukraine's actually our ally.
And we're siding against the country that invaded our ally.
Yeah. So she's a little happy, not too happy. Let's see, did I miss anything? All right, hold on. What can I do to protect my family and myself from those that seem to see us fail? That are too jealous of our current lives because we've been sent things more than once. Well, on this channel, my channel, I would look at psychic self-defense shields up. Or, if you got the money to spend, a step further, you go to my Gumroad page, gumroad.com/witchskewl, WITCHSKEWL. And there's a video there, spiritual warfare, feeding on your enemies. It's a devious thing that my witch mom came up with way back in the day, and I elaborated on and made it a bigger thing. You take the energy of those haters, especially those that, you're doing well, so they hate you. Oh, I know that well. We eat that shit for lunch, man. Let them send it, and you just keep converting that thing into power. Let them send their hexes, whatever they got, and you just transform that shit into raw energy and keep it. Use it. You use your enemies as fuel to further your armies. You'll never win, and there's no way to undo the transformation spell. There's built-in safeguards for that. You can't tweak it, you can't fuck with it, you can't put a reversal on it. It's devious as fuck. Check that out. Psychic self-defense shields up. I meant to ask about the book in class 14. Can we get that book somewhere? I think we're talking about Mom's book, right? I think so. Yeah, you can. I found it. There's this thing. It's called. You go to Amazon.com/shop/Freakphil1309. The name of this channel. FREAKPHIL. The number's 1309. It would be one of the first books in my recommended reading list. I made these lists because people are always asking my opinion on, good books, good products, good, manufacturers, that kind of thing. And so I made me this little list on Amazon. If you buy it from there, I get a small cut too. So there's that too. But that book, I think, would be Protection Spells and Charms by Jade. You'll see it on my list. Amazon.com/shop/Freakphil1309, FREAKPHIL. The number's 1309. I hate that my finger gets in the way every time I do this. Have you ever read The Red Book? I don't think I have. What do you think about the assumptions of the God forms from the Golden Dawn? Have you ever done that? Yeah, I've done similar things to that. Back in the day, the Golden Dawn was something, but now, the Golden Dawn has been taken over by David Griffin and is becoming a ridiculous organization as time goes on. But old Golden Dawn, sure. Assuming the God forms, like attracts like, you assume their form. I think most of Wicca's doing that when they vessel a god or goddess. It's the same kind of thing, assumption of the God forms to draw their likeness to yourself. So it makes sense. Yeah? Yeah? So you raised an eyebrow, so I see what that was about.
I didn't raise any eyebrows.
Still there.
I have one here too.
That one's not raised. That one is.
I didn't raise anything. I don't know how to raise one eyebrow.
You can't put that down? Stuck like that?
I don't know how to raise it or put it down.
I don't know. I think you know how to raise it. Here's the link to the book. Okay. I don't actually see the link, but yeah. Jamie Bitch. God, how many fucking names do you have? Jamie Bitch.
I've got the Christmas Vacation theme song.
I'm sure it'll be on when we go downstairs.
Christmas Vacation. No, Christmas
Vacation. Shakalaka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. How do we get initiated if we want to? Emerald City Mystic is one of my students. Well, that will come up towards the end of class. We'll be talking about that. Do you believe that the old egregore of the Golden Dawn could make a comeback and replace the current order run by David Griffin, or the Golden Dawners? God, I don't know, man. I don't know. David Griffin took over the Golden Dawn with lawyers. He sued his way into being the ruler of the Golden Dawn. He's this crazy Trump supporter from hell. I don't know. You know, in this day and age, like, when people have gone down the Trump supporter road, more and more, I think there's no going back. They're never coming back. If you allowed yourself to go down that ludicrous fucking road, there's no hope for you. There's no hope for David Griffin or anybody that went down that road. So since he took the Golden Dawn down that path, and I mean, there's factions within the Golden Dawn that are opposed to him, and those are cool groups. But he's ipso facto the fucking leader because he sued his way into becoming so. He runs the organization. I just don't know. You know, maybe they could figure out how to overthrow him somehow. But yes, oh, I was going to do this. I almost forgot. So, March 1st, 2020. I currently have, God damn it. I currently have 4 year-and-a-day courses going at the same time. One of them will be finishing March 1st, which means we begin again. March 1st, 2020 will be the start of the next WitchSkewl year and a day. The class will not become available until March 1st or midnight before. But you can get to gumroad.com/witchschool, set up yourself an account, and you'll be ready to sign up for that course. People that want to sign up for the course ahead of time, I can secure a spot if you send me an email to witchskewl@gmail.com, WITCHSKEWL@gmail.com. Oh God. There we go. If you email me ahead of time, I can secure a spot for you. If you wait till the last minute on March 1st, there's an arbitrary amount of slots available, and they'll run out when they run out. But you can secure a spot ahead of time. Class will be $35 a month for a year. This will be the last class in 2020 at $35. The next class after March will be $40 a month. So if you want to save yourself a couple bucks, you might want to get into the March 1st class. Now let's see. Let's see what it says here. I don't even remember what I wrote here. A year-and-a-day course in witchcraft begins March 1st, 2020. In 1 year, Uncle Birch will teach you everything you need to start your path in the craft, either personally or professionally. Oh, a bold statement. Everything you need to, yes, everything I think, in my experience, that you need to learn. But then, personally or professionally, the first year-and-a-day course where I teach shopcraft. I teach you how to set up shop. A witch store, a spiritual store, a psychic shop, whatever you got. I got some ideas, brewing techniques, recipes that I give up. I made all of the mistakes in business that could be made. Learn from my mistakes. So I teach those in this course. And even if you don't want to set something up professionally, it's interesting stuff to learn, I reckon. You receive at least 3 video classes per month accompanied by text and PDF material. You'll also interact with Uncle Birch and receive his personal insights and instruction. We will learn craft history like you've never heard, occult philosophy and old lore, things that have been forgotten, the powers of the moon, where science and magic meet, tools of magic, keys of magic, the moon, sun, and stars, spell work, folk magic, various folk magics, combining magics, client work, setting up shop, brewing techniques, professional witchery, protection magic, cursing, hexing, and crossing, removing curses, hexes, and cross conditions, covens and groups, how to join, how to lead. I saw a hater one time say that they took one of my courses and that I was just regurgitating old material, clearly illustrating that they had never taken one of my courses or even watched one of my videos on YouTube, because Uncle Birch, that's some fucking bullshit. You're gonna hear some shit that you never fucking heard, shit that everybody once fucking knew, shit that everybody fucking forgot. Uncle Birch remembers. That's been the bulk of my magical career, is remembering a bunch of old shit that everybody fucking forgot and bringing it back. Like, when you banish, you must invoke. It's the laws of physics. Somehow, everybody forgot. Uncle Birch remembers, and I brought it back. These kinds of things you will learn in your year-in-a-day course with WitchSkewl. You can go to gumroad.com/WitchSkewl, WitchSkewl. You can set up your account. We have all kinds of courses out there. You don't want to wait? You want to wait till March? You don't want to spend a year and a day studying? No problem. I got that covered. My old year-in-a-day courses from, a few years back, I provided them as downloadable. You can download the entire year-in-a-day course. I even split it in half to save you money once. So you could take the first half and then the second half. And you can binge watch them. Because people binge watch me now, apparently. I get that all the time. And, some of these millennial witches, they don't want to take a year in a day, so you don't have to. You can download the whole fucking thing. Maybe you got nothing to do over Christmas fucking break. You could take the whole course. Binge watch the thing in a week and a half or something, man. And you're as ready as anybody. There are different things in every year-in-a-day course that I teach. My current course will be, that bulk of material for a while. My previous course was that bulk of material. That stuff, didn't teach the shopcraft, taught a whole lot of other things, still great things. I mean, really, it was me. And, if I had money, I'd take them both. I'd binge watch me the old one before the new one starts. You can't be overly educated in witchcraft, you want to have it all there. And then there's all kinds of stuff: magical warfare, tarot, witchcraft without Wicca, which I'm still going to be providing more material on that hopefully soon. A lot of courses you can take over there. Gumroad.com/WitchSkewl, WitchSkewl. Do you think the daily use of the lesser invoking ritual of the pentagram... daily use of the lesser invoking/banishing ritual of pentagram is useful psychic hygiene? Anything better? Yes! That's how I grew up. I grew up doing that every day and then doing that every night. And it's always been an effective ritual. You never get enough knowledge about this stuff. Absolutely. Me too. I got a lifelong obsession with witchcraft, and I'm still obsessed and still learning stuff all the time. So, we're talking about the classes, but we're also doing Ask Uncle Birch. A thing I do to keep my teaching muscle strong, and as a community service to my craft brothers and sisters out there. There's so much misinformation and disinformation on witchcraft floating around the information superhighway, and especially like on Facebook and stuff, on all the nude pages, that somebody's got to tip the balance. People that know better need to be out there teaching. So I get paid for it. I do pretty well at it, and I do it for free. It is my job to teach witchcraft, and I do it pro bono as well. So here we're doing the pro bono. You can ask about any type of magic, and I probably have something to say about it. How does a new magical practitioner deal with fear of dealing with, say, the Goetia? Is it advisable to wait? Well, okay, yeah, if you're a new magical practitioner, you don't want to start with the Goetia. You can work up to demons, okay? I'm trying to wrap my head around this to get the answer. So, once upon a time, when I became a high priest, did the greater ritual of the pentagram for a month, every morning. My world got rocked by that. Let me make sure I got the question right. Yeah, so I would start with some smaller things first. Start with some smaller magics, the Goetia. You're dealing with demons and stuff. You don't need to start with that. You're dealing with some spirits, some gods, some goddesses, that kind of thing. Maybe some angels, archangels, that kind of thing. Work your way up to that. Don't need to like jump off right away. What was I going to say about that? Yeah, wait. Learn some good, protection magics and that kind of stuff. I mean, before you can work Goetia, you need to have a mega circle that you can construct. You need to be able to properly construct a triangle of arts to contain the demons in. So, maybe that's where you start. You start really working on your circle, really working on your triangle of arts. The demon needs to be contained in the triangle of arts, which is outside of the circle. It is in that context that the circle, we really see the protective nature of the circle. In Wicca, the protective nature of the circle is barely even recognized, but it is there. But in ceremonial magic, Goetia shit, that's absolutely the main thing that the circle's for. So I would get really good at the circle, triangle of arts, way before ever doing that kind of thing. Pace yourself, kids. Making a wax poppet with the intent of setting the fucker on fire. Better to mix herbs and oils into the wax or coat it. Either one has its benefits. I used to do wax poppets in my shop for a while, and the way I did it, I took the the male and female figure candle molds that I had for male and female figure candles. I put a little bit of wax in there and swish it around, up, down, sideways, plugging the hole so it couldn't get out. And then I put a little, let it cool, put a little bit more in there, swish it around inside the mold, so it's coating the edges of the inside of the mold. I just keep doing this kind of thing until I pretty much got like a shell. Oh, hey cat. Hey cat, what up? So pretty much got a shell around the interior of the mold, which was, in the image of a male or a female, just like the candle would be, but it's hollow in the middle. And I would just make those like that, leave them hollow in the middle, and sell them for people to use like that. But the being able to stuff the hollow wax poppet with whatever you want seemed to be really effective and handy, and a lot of people like that. So I'm not sure exactly how you're working, but if you're working with anything like molds, that could be a way to do it. And then in time, I got a different level of wax. It was like thicker and kind of bendable a bit. It was different than the candle wax. It was like too thick for candle wax. I started using that for the pops and gave them a little bit of flexibility so they weren't really brittle. And I did this with I also did this with the skull candle molds. I got a life-size skull candle mold, and I just did that. I swished them around. I made like each Samhain a big pile of hollow fucking wax skulls, and people bought them and did whatever they were going to do with them. Let's see. Thank you, Uncle Birch. When I first discovered my interest in magic was highly crafted with Glacia through Crowley. Reluctant to delve too far. Really like to poke. I really like Poke Runion's videos. Yes. Oh God. I mean, just the production value, or just listening to the guy's voice, Poke Runyon. It's like, that's epic. He reminds me of back when The Hobbit was a cartoon. Kind of reminds me of the narrator of the original Hobbit for some reason. Yeah. Poke Runyon. You want to learn some Solmonic stuff? He's got audio books, but actually his audio books are the same as the YouTube videos that are out there. But Poke Runyon, he does Solmonic magic, and it's just a great delivery, and he hits on some really important points that I never seen anybody else hit on in Solmonic magic. Poke Runyon. George Phillips. The microcosmic star can be used for daily protection, spiritual cleansing, and real life. Why does George Phillips sound so familiar? George Phillips. George Phillips. Poke Runyon. Oh, okay. Yeah. Poke Runyon, man. Check it out. He's here on YouTube. Check out Poke Runyon. I need to look into that. I mean, we got... Hey, quit eating the mint, fucking cat. Stop it. Our show, Wishing's kind of on a break for a couple of weeks, but that was one of the things on my agenda. I was going to try and get Poke Runyon on. I think I have an in to do that. He would be epic because he sounds so good. It's a podcast, so it's all audio. He'd be an epic guest to have on. I'm going to see if I can do that. Let's see. Did I get anything else? Thanks, I have a mold. Okay, that kind of happens when I start talking like that. Part of my witch brain already knows that you have the mold. So I kind of come out of left field like that. It tends to really land where it needs to land. So I was kind of thinking that at the time that you probably had molds, but that I had a really good time doing that. I sold so many of those. So many witches found those as handy little tools. Handy little tools. Yeah, what? Looking at handy little tools made you look up?
I didn't look up. I was looking down.
So we're doing Ask Uncle Birch here. Talking about the class. We'll be starting in March 1st. My God, it's only a couple months away. That means I have a class getting ready to graduate. My God. Let's see. So we're looking to see if we have any questions. If you have questions about magic, witchcraft, and questions about the class, whatever you got, you can ask Uncle Birch. Tips for transmuting rage and wrath. Yeah. A good stone. I'm thinking bloodstone for some reason. I don't know why you need a bloodstone, but I'm going to say bloodstone for you, and it's probably the right stone that you want. Take that, right hand. Hold that. You can transmit that rage. Let it go right down your fist into that stone. The stone will transform that energy. And you can even tell that stone, I want you to transform this energy. And so you're using your rage to power that stone. And the stone is not going to be used for rage stuff. The stone's going to use that just as an energy. Rage is a powerful force. Harness that shit. Don't do anything when you're enraged, though. Don't take an action out of an emotion. Take that useless emotion and sink it into an object that you can use that energy later. When you don't have that energy of rage, you break out that thing. I mean, you can do the same thing. Transform the energy and send it into an oil, a powder, a potion, charging that thing. And then later, when you don't have that kind of energy, you can use that thing, and that energy is contained in the thing. Rage, powerful force. Don't give that shit up. Siberia. All right. So, I think I learned this when Marta was getting into Vedic astrology. There's this guy that she's watching now. He's on YouTube here. Jade Soul Luna. And this one thing that Jade Soul Luna talked about rocked my world. And has the potential to rock the entire astrological world. That's why mainstream astrologers don't like the guy. He's fucking up the status quo. And what he said was absolutely true. I followed up on it. We got tropical astrology. That's what most of you are looking at. Most of you are following tropical astrology. Then we got sidereal. We got Vedic. We got Hindu. Sidereal, Vedic, and Hindu all follow the same pattern. So they're pretty much the same. So we'll just say two, basically. Jade Soul Luna said this thing over here, that the guy that first put together tropical astrology did not do the math and counter into his calculations the wobble of the Earth's axis, the precession of the equinoxes, if you will. And that one miscalculation throws everything off over time. And the further we go, the more obscure it becomes. Now, the way I grasp it, and Marta will always correct me if I'm wrong, if your birth date is in the middle of the month, your sign's going to stay the same as, in tropical. Yes?
Yeah, if you're like from the middle of the month to, the end of the tropical cycle. So like, if you're a Leo, born between August 15th and August 22nd, you're going to be a Leo in Vedic also. But if you're a Leo who was born between the end of July and August 15th, you'd be a Cancer in Vedic.
So if you're on the outskirts of the month, your sign could be something different than you think it is.
It's the sign before.
Yeah. Now, based on what Jade Soul Luna said, I was able to utilize my technology. And when tropical astrology one time it said, the moon has entered Virgo, I was able to take my Star Walk app and look up at the moon and see the constellation Virgo, and the moon was not on Virgo in between me and it. It was over here. And when Vedic astrology said that the moon was in Virgo, the moon was here on the constellation of Virgo in between me and Virgo. See what I'm saying? So I was able to see with my eyes and with my technology the inaccuracy of the astrologies. Now, most astrology programs that you're going to get if you have an app or something like that, they probably have a sidereal setting in there. Most people just don't know what that is. But so, for, you know, long story, not too much longer, sidereal, Vedic, Hindu astrology is more accurate than tropical astrology because of that one mathematical calculation that was not calculated. And over time, the gap widens. It becomes less and less accurate. And the things are not where they are supposed to be when that system of astrology says they should be there. You know, maybe some things are, but you know, things that I've been able to observe with my technology in my eyes weren't. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be back. I'll let you, look at the fountain, get all zen, figure out if you have another question, I'll be back. Little dogs, follow me up. And we're back. Hey, little dog. Hey, little dog. Hey, little dog. Let's see if I missed any questions while we're gone. Hello, George. Hello, Holly. Do you know any really good jewelry makers? Huh. I thought I put some jewelry on my Amazon influencer thing. Amazon.com/shop/freakphil1309. FREAKPHIL. The number's 1309. If not, I got some pretty nice stuff on my shop page. That's thesacredgrovestore.com. Let's see, what was that one? Any rituals to help build physical strength? You know, I know it seems like I work out. I've never just been a big gym guy. I've never, I've never had a gym membership. I always just, worked.
You can do pull-ups, chin-ups like a motherfucker.
I can do pull-ups and chin-ups like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Well, because I've had jobs where I do physical labor. And especially at that time, I was climbing and shit.
Like the job of husbandry.
Yes, husbandry. Animal husbandry. Yes. Like that job. God, it's a good thing we're with family here. I find it helps me keep my rage at bay. Yes. Well, yeah. It can, but I've mostly had jobs where I physically exerted myself and stuff until witchcraft for a living. So yeah, I don't have anything for that. What's that? My stepdad is not into witchcraft at all, but he totally supports my beliefs. He's 83 and thinks you're awesome. Well, tell him he's awesome too. Just for making it to 83, man, that's impressive enough. Well, we're doing Ask Uncle Birch. Ready to start another class, March 1st, 2020. Election year. Woo, that's me interesting. You can get information or sign up for the course by contacting me at WitchSkewl.com, WITCHSKEWL, @gmail.com. Or you can wait till March 1st and take your chances and try and sign up for the class. At some point it cuts it off. There's some arbitrary amount. Let's see. My voodoo doll starting to work. Good. Let's see. I'm waiting to see if I see any questions here. Alright, so he's clarifying that. Do lodestones work for attracting love? Yes, George. You can find my my housing magic spell, spell to get a home here on this channel. And I'll say it straight up. If you got a spell out there with a lodestone, and you're putting 3 drops of blood on the lodestone for any purpose, you got that from me. And that's cool. I've seen variations out there, and that's cool. I don't need any recognition. I know. That's all that matters. That's mine. It's mine. Based on an old lodestone thing, the idea that a lodestone attracts iron and that our blood is rich in iron, I altered some stuff and made that spell. But as a housing spell, it fucking rocks. It fucking rocks. Yeah, you wrap your head around it. That's not just for a housing spell. The intent that you put on the lodestone when you shed your blood is important. That's a time that intent really fucking matters right there. The intent when you're shedding your blood is important. And you can use your blood and a lodestone to attract anything you want. Now, there is somewhat a polarity in lodestones, an orientation, north-south orientation that they have, but polarity in the sense that a magnet has is not. Lodestones attract. There's no portion of the lodestone that pushes away hard enough for a lodestone to ever be used to repel. I use a magnet for that. Polarize my magnet correctly to do that, but a lodestone is for attraction. Attraction, attraction, attraction. We may find places on the lodestone where it doesn't attract as strongly as other places, but we will not find a place where two lodestones will push each other away and launch each other across a table like we will with a magnet. So we use blood and a lodestone for love. Like that spell, did a version at the beginning of the year, and it's been very effective. Yes, love it, love it. Got a huge, huge effectiveness rate with that spell. Reading the stuff, trying to see if there's an actual question. Not so much there. Well, I'm Uncle Birch. We're doing Ask Uncle Birch. We're talking about the class coming up, talking about the different classes on Gumroad, but doing our Q&A thing here. Yes, gem and mineral shows. We used to have people from our shop that would go, that was kind of their job, was just go there and do that. You get such deals there. And so much stuff. Alright, let's see. I'm not sure if I'm seeing any questions yet. We're doing Ask Uncle Birch. We're doing magical Q&A. You got a question about magic, witchcraft, whatever you got, just throw it on out there. Try not to be too long-winded. And I'll probably have something to say about it. Let's see. In your class, you're talking about protecting our houses. What would you recommend? Any crystals for that? I learned that all quartz of any kind absorbs negativity, and the energy it lets out is cleansed, is raw. So all quartz. I mean, in reality, the majority of our crystals are quartz that have developed different colors under different circumstances, be it citrine, amethyst, smoky quartz, whatever you got. Definitely, smoky quartz makes sense. It's darker, it absorbs more. Yeah. So any type of quartz, but obsidian's really good protective stone. Onyx, jet. I think I had a chunk of jet in my pocket all the time. Jet's an incredibly protective stone. Very powerful. Jet's not even a stone, it's more of a resin. I think it's like fossilized coal or something.
And it's like, it's got a very dull matte finish.
Yeah.
It's not, polished like onyx.
Yeah. So, any of those stones I'd put in the windows. Any quartz, but the black stones are good for protection, basically. And then there's tourmaline. Yeah. That's a really good one for protection. Black tourmaline. There's other tourmalines, right? I think I've pretty much only experienced black.
I think that's the most
like my soul.
Used one.
Yeah.
But I do believe it's because I can tell you shortly.
Can you?
Yeah.
Don't tell me shortly. Tell me longly.
I'll tell you longly.
Should we bury our crystals in blessed salt to cleanse them? Or is fire and smoke better?
There's different colors of tourmaline.
Okay. Both are good. Fire and smoke is a different type of cleansing. Burying them in salt is good. What am I thinking? What's the one that's the salt-based freaking crystal?
Selenite.
Selenite, don't bury it in salt. Don't get selenite wet. Selenite is salt-based. It will break down. Dissolve.
What would you do without me telling you all this stuff? What?
I have to tell you what. They know what.
They don't know what. They have no ideas.
I put mine in spring water and the full moonlight. That's good too. I've heard tapping a gemstone 3 times with your wand requests attention energy to wake it up. Any thoughts on that? Yes. Thank you, Marta. Everybody's saying thank you, Marta. So I guess I can hear you well. Yes. The tapping on a wand to wake it up. I mean, essentially everything that we're using, a crystal, a root, whatever we got, we need to rouse the spirit within it. We do want to knock on it 3 times, typically, that kind of thing, but tell it what to do. Like, you were talking about burying it in salt. Well, salt we can use for a great many things, but we need to tell salt what to do. You got another thank you, Marta. Everybody's thanking Marta. Salt absorbs the program. It absorbs our intent when we send it at it. It's got so many uses. You could use salt for almost everything. Never buy a thing again. You gotta learn how to talk to the salt. Uh-oh.
Ring, ring, ring.
Thanks to the both of you. All right.
What did I do?
I don't know. Babbled some shit.
Tonight?
As you're like so wont to do.
Because I'm your emotional support now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's like you hanging out with us up in the tower.
Yeah.
These are our lives. Well, we'll see if we have any more. If not, we're at 57 minutes. So let's see. Salt neutralizes energy, is important to recharge whatever we cleanse. Yes. Yes, I mean, all of our ritual tools and ritual things we're going to want to consecrate. And basically, consecration is removing the old energy and adding the new. Most often, dedicating that thing to a new purpose is the consecration, the blessing it. So we cleanse it, then we bless it. I had an old iPhone in a box from moving. Sea salt spilled into the box and ate through the iPhone. Wow. That's pretty epic. All right, we're at 59 minutes. We're going to see if we have one more question.
And then I will be in need of a drink.
I know. Don't tell me. You know nothing of my work. Okay?
You know nothing of my work.
Let's see. Make sure I didn't miss anything. All right. Didn't miss anything. All right. If we have one more question, we'll do it. Is it possible? Oh, there we go. Is it possible to get addicted to going into trance? Yeah. Yeah. Yes, it is. So I guess that's my answer to that question. It's possible to get, addicted to magic, addicted to witchcraft, I clearly have that. Mom said there was no future in it. Dad said the same. Now, Dad just doesn't talk about it. Mom, before she passed, she came around, started asking me questions about stuff, having me pull tarot cards for friends of hers, what to do when things go bump in the night. Clearly, I'm still addicted. This is my drug. Thank you for partaking with me. I gotta go get my wife a drink, man, and do some other stuff. Thanks for joining us.
You got one job.
Ask Uncle Birch. Check us out, gumroad.com/witchschool, WITCHSKEWL, and all the wonderful things we have there. And check out that March 1st class coming up. March 1st, yeah, exactly. All right. Merry meet, merry part, merry meet again, y'all. Oh, that's the wrong goddamn button. Oh, this one. There we go.